Hello, today I'm going to show you how to do installation of a steering wheel spacer on the Toyota GR86, and this installation guide will be the same with minor differences from other JDM cars since 20 years and more. Okay, battery off to avoid unwanted warning light at the end. First thing is removing the steering wheel. You have to remove the airbag by unclamping two springs which are at each side of the steering wheel, and to reach those springs you have to open sort of windows at the side of the steering wheel shroud. You have to insert a flat screwdriver and simply pull out the covers and look for the springs are a sort of clamp springs which you can reach by insert a flat screwdriver. You have to spend the time to find the elastic lever which they actuate the engagement of the airbag in the steering wheel frame, one per side. Okay, take your time to find them. They are not they don't require a lot of strength to be unlocked. They just require you to be accurate. Okay, now the airbag is disconnected by the car, but it's still electrically connected, so you have to unplug the connector by lifting that secure clip first. You can use the same flat screwdriver, and when you lift the secure lock, you can just pull out the connector, and that's the horn wire, which is pretty hard to pull out, but just apply more force and it will detach. You see? Okay, the airbag is completely out of the car. Just store it on a safe place, out of children, out of anybody, and go on disconnecting the big main connector, which is for the steering wheel buttons. Okay, it has a secure clip that you lift using the flat screwdriver, and once you got it, you don't need any force to pull out the connector. It's very easy to come out. Okay, so now there is still one more connector to unclamp. Same mechanism, same way. It is for the cruise control. You find the trick, you unlock it, and with one finger you pull it out. Okay, now the steering wheel is electrically completely disconnected from the car. You have to unscrew that big nut at the center to unlock the steering wheel from the car and pull it out. A quarter spin is enough to unlock the bolt. Then you can unscrew it a little bit, and be sure that the steering wheel floats on the steering column before doing a complete removal, because the steering wheel can make a sort of glue effect on the steering column and can be very hard to pull out. And you better, for your safety, leave the nut in place until you have completely unlocked it. You see, now it floats, and so you can safely remove it, because you only need to unscrew the central nut, and you can pull it out. It's flush to come out, and meanwhile gently push the wires through the slot, because the wire coming from the car never have to be under stress. Okay, otherwise you risk to damage the clock spring and you have to replace it, which is a bit expensive at the dealer. Okay, now let's take the spacer from the box and compare it with the steering wheel. The steering wheel spacer is a replica of the core of the steering wheel and the steering column. You see the spacer is a CNC machined replica of the steering wheel with the bore, the gear cutting, or the ribs, the slots to let the wires pass through the spacer, and a QR code with the fitting instructions. Now you can simply insert this part in the steering column, make the wire gently pass through the slot, and the two big slots in the spacer has to stay at top and bottom. And after this you can insert the nut which was holding the steering wheel on the car and used to secure the black part of the spacer on the car itself. Now it's wire extension time. As you see, when you install the steering wheel spacer, the original connector no longer reach the clock spring assembly. It's too short. So we develop this wiring harness to compensate this gap, and it has OM matching connectors. They are exactly the same. You have to insert one terminal in the car and leave it pending, as you see in the video, because later on you will connect to the steering wheel connector. Now you insert the steel part of the steering wheel spacer in the spacer. Just put it there and tight the 6 Allen bolts, and so you're done with the spacer itself. It is now mechanically secured on the car. Now you have to install back the steering wheel in place, and be sure that the slot, the flatness of the slot on the back of the spacer, which I'm now going to show you, it must match the same flatness on the spacer to respect the alignment. That flatness, that it must match the other flatness on the spacer, okay? Otherwise you're going to have a misaligned steering wheel while driving the car on a straight line. You insert the steering wheel in the shaft of the spacer, make gently the wire pass through the slot, and secure the steering wheel on the steering wheel spacer and so on the car by tightening the big nut provided with the kit. Okay, put there the nut, and you can in while reconnect the connector. That is the connector for the steering wheel buttons connected to the supplied wiring harness, and after you connect it, push it in the room that is inside the spacer, so you're not going to press any wire later on when you're going to install the airbag back in place. Okay, you have to use the room behind the steering wheel and inside the steering wheel spacer to locate all those wires pending around. Okay, now we can tighten the nut which hold the steering wheel, and after this the steering wheel is on and we have to put the airbag back in place. First we connect the connectors. There are two, and one is for the horn, that one, and the other one is the one that actuates the airbag in case of accident. But now I made a mistake. Look, it's too short. It's too short. I can't reach the airbag, connect the connector, and easily reclamp the airbag in place. So I have to do a sort of trick. I have to reroute the yellow wire for the airbag from the top to the bottom slot of the steering wheel. Okay, you don't need to pull out the steering wheel. You just push the yellow wire back and make it come out from the bottom. In this this way you gain a few length, which is enough to let you put back the connector of the airbag in the airbag itself. And when you later on are going to push the airbag in the steering wheel, that yellow wire will work easily and will not be under stress. Okay? You have to take your time, and you use your sensitivity, your feeling to look to push back the connector in the airbag. First you push the black connector, then you push the yellow secure clip. Okay, now it is connected, and it will not be stretched when you will push the airbag back in place. To locate the airbag, simply realign in the steering wheel and push it strong to re-engage the spring that were engaging it. You simply have to push it when you push the horn when you are pissed off to somebody. Okay, look, it is pre-aligned in one way that you can't mistake, and that's it. Clack, it's inside. You finish, you complete the installation. Okay, check the mobility of the airbag. It has to, you must push the horn as you were used before. There will be no difference in the functionality of all the stuff in the car after you install the spacer. All the feeling will be the same. Okay, now close the side opening of the steering wheel by putting back the plastic covers, and reconnect the battery, and go in the car and turn engine on to check the functionality of everything. Okay, engine on. The warning light do their check, and they have to turn off normally. You see, no airbag light, it's off. Okay, dashboard looks as before. The stalks, you can activate them in the same way as before. They have to return automatically without any noise or anything abnormal. Then the buttons are illuminated, and I can show you they work. We turn on the radio, and you see the volume changes, and also the radio station change, and you can't do a mistake here. If you connect the connector, all the buttons are going to work. It can't be that one side do and the other one not. You see that the computer changing the menu, and then you have to check the horn if it works. And oh yes, I'm checking also the cruise control with turn on and off. And that's it. The installation has been completed, and it's fine. You see also that the OM steering wheel adjustments still work. Also the depth adjustment still works. You just added 2 inches to the OM depth adjustment. You can reach the stalks easily. Not as somebody say that you can't reach them. You see, it's just a matter of get used to. After half an hour, you will forget about the spacer and everything. You will only enjoy it. Okay? Thanks a lot for watching. See you next time. Bye bye. Ciao. Ciao.